I represent here Project 44, that's the real-time visibility, advanced real-time visibility provider from the United States. However, I live in Poland. The branch of Project 44 in Eastern Europe is in Poland, in Krakow. And I'm in charge of developing our tool for our software at this region of Europe. So, Project 44 is, as I mentioned, it's a real-time visibility provider, and I believe that visibility is something that you may have heard already. It's quite a fancy word, but it's something like when I started my career in transport logistics, it was like 17 years ago. I was contacted with my drivers, and I was calling to Spain at some gas station or some phone booth. They were calling me because some of them had no cell phones yet. And that was the tracking. Later on came the track and trace systems that were developed and run. And a couple of years ago, in 2014, United States, Jet McCandless invented Project 44. It's advanced real-time visibility, and the idea of the software is to integrate GPSs from the tracks to the one platform, ships, ports, trains, and air freight, and share with the customers with the real-time tracking, prediction, and based on all of this information, build amazing, massive tool for analytics. How our subcontractors are performing, how our customers are performing, for example, how much our trucks spend time for the loading or unloading. I will give you a few numbers about us. So Project 44, for the road transport, it's integrated with telematic devices. Right now, all over the world, we've got 950 plus devices that are in our tool and sharing location with prediction to our customers. Besides that, we are working and cooperation with telematics, with TMS and ERP integration system. So when the company is working, for example, with SAP or Alpiga or Interlab, and they've got the TMS, all this data coming to our system and getting back to the customer prediction. Decided for the ocean freight, we track and ship, track 98+% of containers all over the world. So almost everything. So you can see every single container on the platform where it's going. And we are connected to 4.5 million drivers. What's making much more important is that we are shipping every day more than tracking more than 1 million shipments daily. This is a huge number. And based on this information, for years, we are building the prediction where accuracy makes right now more than 91%. So it's huge. And as I mentioned, what's the advanced visibility? So the idea is to not, again, call these drivers, check on this. So for the shipping companies, like I know some from retail, FMCG, they're calling to LSPs or freight forwarders asking where's the track. Based on this tool, this software, you've got this information right away on your system with the prediction, with the automatic alerts, statuses, so you don't have to check on the drivers all the time. And we know that freight forwarders will get subcontractors get other subcontractors, and at the end of this road there is a tracking company that is sharing the signal. Besides that, there's a lot of tools right now all over the market. We are integrating with every single data to one platform, one environment, and giving the one signal to our customers. So as I mentioned, it's a software company, and more than 50% of our staff, that's the IT guys that are working on the tool, making really reliable and accurate to give you the great information about how it works. This slide shows how we connect to the freight forwarders, and for ocean freight it's really easy because we are integrated with most, even I guess all of the shipping lines all over the world. So we just click and go. We are just integrated with the satellites, with the vessels, with the ports, and this is really easy to integrate and show to our customers how it in case of road transport, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's much more complicated because we got this integration with the GPSs, with the telematic devices, and we need to reach this tracking company that is taking care of the shipment for subcontractor of Gala Logistics, which is subcontractor called DSV, for example. This slide was made by us in case of integration with DSV. So our team had to reach every single tracking company and just integrate it really quickly because integration meant like finding the GPS that we have and checking the tracking numbers and putting it into the system. But the most important is to reach and get to these small companies that are taking care of the shipments. Decided, what I think is the most important in the visibility all over the world is the analytic dashboard and that are based on the GPS of the signals of the ships, of the trucks. So based on all this information, all this data that are coming to our system, we can just build, and we are doing this, a really nice report dashboard that shows how our subcontractors perform for the customers. So we can see how many loadings they made, what was the performance for the OTP and OTD, and we can just talk with our subcontractors about some bad performing or good one. The same story with the customers. We can see how much our customers are performing on the loading or unloading. So the logistics service provider can have tool, we can just download it to the Excel file and go to the customer show, okay, our truck spent too much time on the loading place, we need to do something about it. So this is the most important stuff, in my opinion, personally, about visibility all over. These are just a part of our customers here we are working with. I'm just showing it not to show out that we are just a big company, just how many customers all over the world trusted Radio P44. This is why I'm showing this company, and based on all of these companies, where the volumes are really huge, we are just building this ETA, which is really more than 90%, and analytic dashboard by machine learning. All of this data are showing really good visibility. And this slide is from January, it's not from yesterday. It shows only how our network is huge, and this is showing trucks we are tracking it just for 1 day. So thank you very much. We are right over on the main hall. There is our colleague speaking Romanian language, so we got a couple of Romanian people working already in P44. So Constantin is here if you have any questions, just come to us, and thank you very much.
It really fires me up every day to think about what we're trying to accomplish here at Project 44. We're building something that has the potential to change the world.
Project 44 is a global cloud-based platform for third-party logistics and shippers.
The world runs on two networks, the internet and the global supply chain. We bring those two networks together to make the entire world run faster.
We can help deliver supplies faster after a natural disaster, or reduce the carbon footprint of the entire transportation industry.
We have tens of thousands of sources of data streaming through our system. We use those streams to find insights for our customers and the global supply chain.
We haven't lost sight of our two most important assets, our people and our customers. Without great people, you can't build great products. And without customers, there's no business.
Our team is the heartbeat of our culture. I am so proud to work with such amazing, innovative people.
We bring ideas to life really fast. You walk into a room and you see a scribble on a whiteboard. A handful of days later, that's working software. Who wouldn't want to be part of that?
Our teams are hungry, and we look for folks that are unstoppable and want to solve really complex data challenges.
Great ideas and leadership can come from all levels and all people when they're given the right channel to collaborate.
We have a true sense of culture here, and I'm not just talking about throwing up a ping pong table. We have very genuine, authentic relationships, and happy people just do great work.
Why did you think to come cover also other modes of transport besides road transport, which currently there is a solution that exists on the market.
Yeah, the whole idea of advanced visibility and Project 44 is to gather all of the modes that are right now on the planet and get into the one solution. So we are tracking not only the FTLs, but LTLs, loopage, ocean freight, air freight, and rail transport as well. And just to let you know, for the rail transport, we are tracking 98% of the railroad intermodal transport in Europe. So almost every train, every wagon is visible on our platform.
When we talk about digitalization of the whole supply chain, do you think which is the main important to be digitalized? The carrier, the transport company, the freight forwarder, the customer? How does it work? And the question is the same for Luisa. Each of you can start if you will answer both.
Hello, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. I missed a lot of the networking part. Just to give you a highlight about our services, we are a freight forwarder that is specialized on air freight shipments, especially on time-critical ones. We also developed our sea freight area, where we started to do sea freight groupage. And now with small steps, we are trying to develop our road freight department. So for a freight forwarder, the digitalization is extremely important, and we are facing a lot of difficulties on this part. So basically for us, we started with our track and trace system, which in the beginning of the company was a semi-automatic one, because part of the information was extracted from the airlines and also shipping lines, but we also had to insert manually some other details like cargo ready date or maybe pickup and delivery date. But after a few transfers that didn't went as good as we wanted to, we started to learn from experience and to learn from our mistakes, and we put a lot of emphasis on this part. So basically now we are checking the shipments in real time by GPSs. It's a little bit harder with China because we are working a lot with China, and it's like a third world there, even if it doesn't seem so. But it's very hard to keep track with our agents, partners, with the truckers, and so on, in order to get the information in real time. But except that, we keep the information very detailed, and we implemented a system with an SMS notification for our customers, because I find that, especially during these difficult times, the most important thing is for our customer to have the information, because we are facing a lot of delays, and it's very important for our customer to know that, in order for them to manage the production line and the entire activity. It's impossible to not have delays during this period. We knew all the backlogs that we had with the containers, and after that with the Suez Canal and so on. So it's impossible to not have delays, only on the time critical. We hope that time critical will still remain the same, because for that service, the prices are quite high, so the service must be a very good one. But except that, delays are impossible to be avoided. But what we can avoid is to not have our customer informed.
Yes, I would like to add something. I completely agree with you. And digitalization is, I guess you all know how it's getting to the world right now. Everything is digital right now. Even if you order some food, right now you're not calling for pizza to the restaurant, but you're using the application. You can see how this pizza is getting prepared, when courier is coming, and you want to know what time it will be at your place. And the same story with supply chain. Like you mentioned, Suez Canal, all these disruptions all over the world makes our customers worry about what's happening, and we are not able to not make any late deliveries, but we can proactively react and inform our customer that something is going wrong. So then they can react as well. But answering to your question, yes, digitalization for who's the most important? I guess every single, as a supply chain, every single puzzle is very important. For the tracking, we have these small trackers which are delivering these goods. So we need to just onboard these trucks to the network. And for the ocean, it's really easy. It's like we can see that, we can react. With Project 44 or in different companies like that, proactively inform about some disruptions. And you mentioned about Suez Canal. Just to let you know, when the Suez Canal happened in Suez, we had this information after 6 minutes of the situation. So in 6 minutes after this, our customers knew that something is happening. And you can see on the platform that which of your containers are already disrupted, or the containers which are waiting in the line, because it's not only the Evergiven that was blocked, there was a lot of these containers blocked as well.
I would like to mention, back to the question, I find that the road freight is the hardest part to track. So because of this, we decided to launch a new project where we are giving to all our partners the RFIDs. So basically we started to do it, and we will start to do it only with our groupage services, for example, our groupage on air freight and also our groupage on sea freight, because we need regular routes in order to do it. But we implement on each label, on every pallet or box, we add in the RFID, and we will implement it in all the warehouses from our partners in order to track the boxes as soon as they arrive or depart from the warehouse. So if we have this information, also if we have the track and trace from the air freight, from the airlines and also from the shipping lines, plus the GPS for delivery, I guess we can have the information as transparent as it can be.
What do you think it is more important, to have tracking on the long distance transport? Also the last mile becomes very, very important for the customers.
Yeah.
And what are your plans in this respect?
As I mentioned, we are tracking right now everything besides the space. So for the supply chain, everything is important. But the food truck deliveries are really, let's say, easy to get the visibility, because food truck is loaded in one place. The trucks got 1, 2, 3 unloading places, and we are tracking the GPS or mobile phone of the driver if he don't have. Still, there are some trucks that they don't have GPSs. And it's quite easy, it's important. However, the last mile or the groupage is quite a different story, because normally the groupage deliveries for the big brands is like picking up some pallet in one place, going to the warehouse, checking on the, changing the tracks for the line haul, let's say, to the central warehouse, then distribution to the other place. So there's a lot of statuses and notifications to make, and this is hard thing, and this is our plan for Project 44 to get a plan right now to develop our last mile tool. We are making this stuff already in the US, and the funny thing is that in the US that Project 44 started from the groupage and the last mile, and then it was developed to the FTLs, to the air freight and ocean. But the American market is completely different than European. So in Europe, we started from the FTLs, ocean, air, rail, and unfortunately now we are just developing the last mile and the groupage visibility.
In this line, what about ETA? Everybody is talking about estimated time of arrival.
Yeah.
Everybody has its own way to use it.
Mm-hmm.
How will you do it, and how precise do you think you can be in this respect? Because we know that only the GPS is not enough to estimate the time of arrival of the goods, especially when you don't take into account the traffic congestions.
Yeah.
So how these things are developing?
Yeah. ETA, yes. I'm glad that you're asking because last week I made a webinar and I've been checking on the ETA, how accurate and precise is in our company. And based on 2.5 million of shipments, our ETA globally, I'm not talking only about road freight, it's 91%. So it's really accurate. And how it's working. We are high-tech company, so the ETA is based on all this data that come into our software, and it's machine learning. It's a machine learning that is showing many of these shipments that have been in our tool. We're showing how long that it takes for the long haul or short haul, and based on this information, taking into account weather, the traffic, and we are just sending this ETA to our customers. This is how it works. It's IT and machine learning, nothing else.
How is this working in your case, Lisa? What do you use to be as precise as possible?
In our case, there are different parts that we have to analyze. For example, the ETA becomes more accurate when the transit time is shorter. So for the premium services of air freight, for the time-critical ones like charters and onboard courier and ex-flight out, the ETA is quite accurate from the beginning because we are booking a precise flight, and for OBC, for example, we know for sure on which flight the courier will be and the time of arrival. But it gets more difficult for the groupage side and for the sea freight part, and road freight not that much because generally we have a good estimation for it. But for the sea freight, because a lot of aspects must be taken in consideration, it's much more difficult to have an accurate ETA from the beginning. So basically during the transport it may change. And we've made an analysis in the past period, it may change up to even 10 times. Because the transport is now, we know the disruptions of containers and we know the vessel delays in the last period, especially from China. And because of this, we just need to make sure that except the digitalization that we have, we still have to count on our team and to make sure that they are there in order to check all the information that is needed.
If I can just add about the sea freight and ocean freight, yes, you're completely right that it's really hard to predict when the container will come, and because of all these disruptions around the world. And what we do is about, besides that we get some ETA from the shipping lines, we got the actual, which is changing on the shipping lines side, but we are adding as well our ETA, our prediction, based on all of this shipment that we had. So we've got 3 different ETA showing to our customers, but the most accurate is this based on the machine learning and which Project 44 is providing to the customers.
We are actually doing something similar, but it's based on our own experience as a team, because we can see that the shipping line, for example, is giving you transit time, and we know from sure, from experience, from the past shipments, from the situation all over the world, that it is not going to be the same that they provided to us. So basically, we add our experience, but it's not digitalized in our case, it's just based on our working experience in freight forwarding. So we are adding it on the top of the estimation that the shipping line is giving to us. But for example, we are discussing about digitalization in terms of transit times, but I find it very, very important in order for the transit time to be met and for the ETA to be accurate, to have a digitalization in terms of documents and in terms of the information route. So basically this is what we are trying to develop in the next period, to have all the documents inserted automatically from our customers directly into our system in order to make sure that we have all the documents in time and everything gets sent for the custom clearance process in time in order to still maintain that estimated time of arrival. actually estimated time of delivery. It's more accurate, yes.
Services. So besides just having tracking different devices of transport, do you also think to transform your let's say network, because you have a lot of trucks, a lot of ships sound monitored? Do you think in the future to become a sort of transport platform, so you could match the offer and the demand of transport?
So far there is no such a plans. We are just going to be, we are the pioneer and leader of the real-time visibility. And what we plan to do is, besides giving the most accurate ETD and ETA to our customers, we are developing our platform for the slot booking and yard management. So the trucks or containers coming to our warehouse automatically will update based on the situation. This is what we're going to do. We are not going to be the platform like Trans to serve the shipments, because it's not our plan, and we're not going there.
That's good to know, because they also try to develop on your side, because they started as a transfer platform, and lots of them try to develop tracking services, ETA, and so on. And I was thinking if you do the opposite, going on their business.
You would be a great competition for them. With so many information behind.
I've got questions a lot of time in Poland as well, but no, the Jet, the owner and founder of P44, he used to be a freight forwarder, and he invented it because he had a problem with the prediction of the goods. So I guess he just like I did. I've been working for 17 years in the transport industry. I had enough, to be honest, and I wanted to do something completely different. Maybe not different completely from the transport, but connected. And I guess Older had the same feeling, so he would like to be the leader of visibility.
Coming back to the topic of digitalization, you monitor the GPS of the transport companies. They are the subcontractors of your customers. They give you some names. In your research, did you find many transport companies that don't have any tracking system, no GPS, nothing?
I guess it's, yes, of course. There's a lot of companies, especially from our region, here from Eastern Europe, from Romania, Poland. But what I think that they don't want to share this information. They've got the GPS, but they don't want to. They want to give this information to us, to the customers. But we've got the mobile app. But be careful. Then, when the mobile app, which is tracked by us, we are tracking the mobile phone, not the truck. So the driver will just leave and go for a weekend somewhere, and we'll just leave the app working. So we'll be checking where is the driver. So it's tricky. However, yes, that's the biggest challenge right now for P44. Luckily, we were one of the first visibility platform in Europe, so we've got our network really huge. But the new companies, when we are getting to our region, yeah, they are not sharing, but it's changing because of the customers. But they want to know where is the truck, where is the shipment, and what I see right now that the customers are forcing logistics service providers, tracking companies, to share this GPS and this data. And this is how it works right now.
So transport companies are not very happy to be
they are not happy
to have a big brother on their.
Yes, you know what? I first heard about P44 when I've been working for one of the biggest Polish LSPs, and I was in charge of a couple of really big names, big companies globally. And they've been coming to me and said, "Hey, Piotr, just give us your logistics, your subcontractors." So I was like, first, why? How come? I'm not going to give you something, this is my work. And they said, okay, if you're not going to give us to us, you're going to use this trade line or something like that. So it was like that. And right now, the awareness about visibility is much bigger than it was like a couple of years ago. So truckers, trucking companies are much more aware, and luckily it's changing as well right there.
Can you give me some examples now in the situation with Ukraine, for instance, or in the time that it took too long for the containers to get to the destination, that your system helped a lot the customers?
Regarding the Ukraine situation, frankly speaking, I was really terrified, not only about the situation right over there, what's going on in Europe, but about us. And I was like, how come the companies will invest right now in the visibility when the market is so unstable? But I was really surprised that a lot of the companies that we were talking a couple of months ago, they were coming to me asking me, Piotr, we just need to have the visibility, we need to know what's going on with the containers coming from Asia. Moreover, a lot of the companies resign from the rail transport. And again, a lot of these shipments are coming again to the sea freight and ocean. So the volumes are growing, and it will be growing still. And the companies, they, just like we're talking right now, they want to know where is the shipment. They want to preview what time the container will come to the port, so they can react. So this is how it's right now.
We will be ending this discussion. Topic, but maybe it's also international, because we have a new law in Romania where the state wants to trigger all the goods, and that's why they invented a platform, e-transport, which means that the owner of the goods have to ask for a code for each kind of goods that are transported that should be put on the CMR, and the driver could be checked to see if that good is, of course, they pay the taxes for that good. It's in the system. Have you seen such a system in other countries?
Yep, we had this situation a couple of years ago. The same story. We had its name in Poland. It's SEND. So this is identically the same story that you are facing right now. And as I remember, it was completely chaos at the beginning. So no one knew what kind of data and where should to put in the system. However, government polls helped a lot, because first 3 months it was quite okay. The same Hungary, they've got EKR, EKR. So this is the same story, and I remember 10 years ago, maybe longer, it was again chaos, huge chaos about it. But you know, it's above us. It's a government that's trying to do stuff like that. So control the VAT, and this is how it's changing. And I believe that whole Europe will do the same finally, because it's all about money.
What do you think, Luisa? How many challenges we will have to cope with this new regulation?
For sure, we will have a lot, but exactly like you said, we faced it in Germany. Basically, our air freight hub is in Frankfurt, and for some of our customers, we are doing fiscal custom clearance. And because of it, we had to insert this code on the CMR in order to prove that the cargo left Germany and was delivered to another European country. So I know that exactly like you said, it's going to be a chaos, but for sure we will do it in a few years, I guess. The change won't be overnight, but we need a period to adjust. But I think for freight forwarders it will be a good step, because we will have a much better overview of the shipment, and especially on the way that we have to invoice the customer. And I'm including this because we have a lot of challenges in invoicing with VAT or without it, because we are doing a lot of kinds of transports and we are invoicing to different kind of customers, for example, European Union one, Romanian, or maybe customers outside European Union. So this is a challenge for us. So I guess this system will help in some way. Maybe the legislation for the VAT invoicing will be helped by this e-transport one.
But this is going to get into force in the second half of the year. So we have to be prepared, and they just published how the law should apply. And as far as I understood today in a discussion, I haven't seen the list of from ANAF where they put all the goods, but even the water is going to be monitored.
I guess it will just the effect will be seen in delays. Because, for example, right now the driver arrived at the pickup location and the CMR was maybe already done, or they will do it very quickly. But right now they just have to make sure that they have the reference. Some of them will forget to obtain it, and probably it will cause some delays. But this is the period when we will adjust, so it will take some time. I think it will take, from my opinion, it will take at least half to 1 year, because the small companies will have difficulties in going into this digitalization part.
Thank you very much for your support to have this topic discussed. And then we'll go further, but of course I will ask first if there are questions from the audience. Dacă aveți întrebări pentru cei doi speakers? Okay. If you want to meet Project 44, they are here, and Luisa the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With more than 100 years of expertise, Honeywell offers a complete range of solutions, from the first mile to the final mile and beyond. All your customers have to do is click a button. At Honeywell, we know that's only the start of the story. Our solutions allow for optimized picking, packing, transport, and logistics. In the warehouse, pickers and packers receive voice instructions from Honeywell Voice Solutions, directing them step by step through each stage of their task. Honeywell Intelligrated combined with Movilizer Track and Trace software enables you to view product updates in real time. Our industrial printers are able to tackle any size of task to meet demand. At the warehouse, the package is collected. Handheld devices then update the track and trace information in real time in the Movilizer application, updating the customer instantly, enabling you and your customers to follow their package from source to destination. Honeywell Robotics move and sort packages with a minimum of human interaction. A wearable mini mobile computer deals with all scanning exceptions and provides the system with real-time progress updates. Wireless connectivity cuts down on cabling and improves flexibility with temporary sort operations for seasonal peaks. Once the item is processed, we can ensure that the delivery runs equally as smoothly. At the depot, vehicle availability is ensured as the maintenance team receives step-by-step directions to help them complete their tasks more accurately and faster using Honeywell's maintenance and inspection voice system. This inputs data directly into your back-end systems with no rekeying whilst ensuring accuracy of the information. Wearable mini mobile computers efficiently scan to route, updating your back-end systems directly over Wi-Fi. All of your mobile devices need managing effectively to deliver day in, day out. Honeywell's dedicated operational intelligence application is the solution, giving you the ability to systematically track, manage, and optimize all your mobile assets across all your locations throughout the life cycle. The Movilizer Track and Trace provides accurate item data for all parties and lets you take proactive action in the event of a problem. This ensures your package arrives on time every time, no matter where that may be, with all the security and convenience options you need to ensure a satisfied customer. Of course, it doesn't stop there. If your customer decides they need to return an item, they may return it to a self-service kiosk. We are there to make the process quick and easy for your customer and for you. So from initial click and completion, online orders go through an entire journey. Honeywell can be there every step of the way, applying innovative thinking and advanced technology for a superior service.